Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Wildlife Wisdom. Happy Pride Month, and as always, I've been your host, Zero Yeti. Without further ado, let's go get into it with the first animal of the week being gorilla. Better known as the western lowland gorilla, it is one of two subspecies which, along with the cross river gorilla, make up the western gorilla species. Gorilla. Western lowland gorillas are endemic to the Central African countries of Angola, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, the Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. Here they inhabit montane, primary, and secondary forests as well as lowland swampland. These are highly social primates living in groups called troops, which contain anywhere from 4 to 30 members, typically comprised of females, their young, and various adolescents. Said troops are typically led by an older dominant male known as a silverback. Some troops may be joint ruled by multiple silverbacks, which are typically brothers or fathers and sons. While capable of climbing because of their size, these apes tend to spend much of their time on the ground. By day, they travel and forage for food in the form of roots, shoots, fruits, leaves, herbs, sap, tree bark, pulp, and insects. At night, they build nests out of leaves and grasses, either on the ground or on low branches where they will sleep. Lowland gorillas are occasionally preyed upon by leopards and crocodiles. Additionally, particularly aggressive troops of chimpanzees are known to attack and kill many a gorilla, with females reaching on average 4.5 feet or 1.4 meters tall and 150 to 250 pounds or 68 to 113 kilograms in weight, and males reaching up to 6 feet or 1.8 meters tall and 300 600 pounds or 136 to 272 kilograms in weight. Western lowland gorillas are on average the smallest gorilla subspecies. They sport long arms, large hands, wide jaws, prominent brow ridges, large nostrils, and small eyes and ears. They possess no tails and have jet black skin along with coarse black hair that covers the entire body except for their face, ears, hands, and feet. The hair on the back and rump of males takes on a gray coloration and is also sometimes lost as they get older. This coloration is the reason why older males are known as silverbacks. Breeding may occur year round. After an 8.5 month pregnancy, a female western lowland gorilla will give birth to a single infant. Said young will remain by their mother's side for up to 5 years. These gorillas typically reach sexual maturity around 8 years of age, at which point they typically leave their birth troop. Females often joining other traditional troops, whilst males travel alone or form all male bachelor groups. The latter may become a traditional troop should females choose to join them. Under ideal conditions, a western lowland gorilla may live up to 50 years. And next up is Sphaerena barracuda, better known as the great barracuda. It is a species of large predatory ray-finned fish which is endemic to the tropical and warm waters worldwide, particularly the Indian, Pacific, and Atlantic Oceans. Here they can be found in mangrove forests and coral reefs, as well as open water up to 360 feet or 110 meters in depth. Great barracuda are voracious ambush predators which rely on surprise and short bursts of speed up to 27 miles per hour or 43 kilometers an hour in order to overrun their prey. Said prey typically consists of jacks, herrings, sardines, gobies, silversides, anchovies, mullets, octopi, shrimp, lizard fishes, as well as carrion. Great barracuda are themselves eaten by sharks, tuna, dolphins, orca, and Goliath grouper, reaching on average around 24 to 40 inches or 60 to 102 centimeters in length and 5 to 20 pounds or 2.3 to 9 kilograms in weight, with exceptionally large individuals reaching upwards of 4.9 feet or 1.5 meters and 50 pounds or 23 kilograms in weight. Great barracuda are one of the largest barracuda species and a large bony sport fish. Great barracuda are elongated animals with large pointed heads and powerful jaws. The lower jaw of the large mouth juts out behind the upper, not behind, beyond the upper. Barracudas possess strong fang-like teeth which are unequal in size and set in sockets on the jaw and on the roof of the mouth. Uh, the two dorsal fins are widely separated, with the second dorsal fin being placed above the similar sized anal fin. The lateral line is prominent and extends straight from head to tail. The pectoral fins are placed low down on the sides. And in terms of coloration, great barracuda are typically blue-gray above and fading into a silvery or chalky white below, with the fins being dark purple tipped in white. Sometimes a row of darker crossbars occurs on its upper side, with black blotches on either lower side. The spawning season lasts from April to October, and during such time a female releases some 5,000 to 30,000 eggs. Under ideal conditions, a great barracuda may have upwards of 14 years. And next up is Regalis regalis, better known as the common goldcrest or the king of birds. Is a very small passerine bird in the kinglet family, which is endemic to much of Eurasia, from the Iberian Peninsula to the Korean Peninsula, and from as far north as Siberia to as far south as India, along with patches of North Africa and several islands, including but not limited to Japan, Iceland, Sicily, Taiwan, Sardinia, Crete, Ireland, Corsica, Britain, and the Azores. These birds typically live alone or in monogamous pairs, which tend to inhabit heathlands and coniferous forests up to 9,800 feet in elevation. They feed primarily upon insects and other arthropods such as moths, crickets, and aphids, spiders, caterpillars, springtails, and flies, as well as tree sap. This species is particularly partially migratory. Sorry, I'm messing up my words. My vision's going weird. With the northernmost populations traveling north to breed and south to overwinter. With these birds reaching just 3.3 to 3.7 inches or 8.5 to 9.5 centimeters in length, 0.16 to 0.25 ounces or 4.5 to 7 grams in weight, and with a 5.3 to 6.1 inch or 13.5 to 15.5 centimeter wingspan, the common goldcrest is Europe's smallest bird. It is similar in appearance to a warbler, with olive green upper body parts, buff white underparts, two white wing bars, and a plain face with a conspicuous black irises. The crown of the head has black sides and a narrow black front. Sorry, the mic keeps slipping a little bit. And they have a bright crest, yellow with an orange center on the male and entirely yellow on the female. The small, thin bill is black and the legs are dark brown. The breeding season begins in April or May, depending on the region. A pair will build a well-insulated three-layer cup-shaped nest out of moss, small twigs, cobwebs, feathers, hair, and lichen in the branches of a tree. Here the female will lay 6 to 13 eggs, which are incubated for 16 to 19 days until hatching. They will be cared for by both parents until they fledge some 17 to 22 days later. It is not uncommon for common goldcrest pairs to lay 2 or more clutches in the season. Under ideal conditions, a common goldcrest reaches sexual maturity around 1 year of age and live upwards of 7. Next up is Melanosuchus niger, better known as the black caiman. It is a species of crocodilian which is endemic to the South American countries of Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, French Guiana, and Guyana. Here they inhabit rivers, swamps, wetlands, and lakes, particularly around the Amazonian basin. These large semi-aquatic ambush predators feed upon fish, invertebrates, amphibians, snakes, lizards, turtles, other crocodilians, various birds, monkeys, sloths, armadillos, rodents, deer, tapir, coyote, peccary, cattle, horses, pigs, canines, otters, dolphins, and felines, up to the size of the occasional cougar or jaguar. Black caiman are themselves occasionally preyed upon by green anaconda, giant river otters, and jaguars. Most adult black caiman average around 7.3 to 14 feet or 2.2 to 4.3 meters in length, and 210 to 770 pounds, or 95 to 350 kilograms in weight. However, some old and exceptionally large males, reaching upwards of 20 feet or 6.1 meters long and 2,400 pounds or 1,100 kilograms, are not unheard of. This makes the black caiman not only the largest predator in the Amazon, but also the largest caiman and the largest member of the Alligatoridae family, as well as one of the largest living crocodilians, and one of the largest reptiles alive today. Black caiman are dark in coloration, with scaly skin that helps the animal both camouflage and thermal regulate. The lower jaw has greater brown banding, and pale yellow or white bands are present across the flanks of the body. Compared to other caiman species, the black caiman is distinctly more robustly built, with a large head, narrow snout, big eyes, and a bony ridge extending from the top of the eyes down the snout. Breeding occurs near the end of the dry season. During such time, a female will build a nest out of soil and vegetation. Here, she will lay 30 to 65 eggs, which incubate for around 6 weeks. Upon hatching, the young will call out to their mother, who will help dig them out and carry them to the water in her mouth. She will continue to guard and care for them for several months. Under ideal conditions, a black caiman will sex mature around 20 years and move up to 80. The Alpine, better known as the French Alpine or Alpine dairy goat, is a breed of domestic goat which originated in the French and Swiss Alps. Here they are well known for their lean meat, docile temperament, large, high-quality milk output, and long lactation. Said milk is low in fat and high in sugars, making Alpines highly prized and popular dairy goats. They are hardy animals that thrive in a variety of climates and can be trained to be reliable pack animals. Females reach around 28 to 32 inches or 70 to 80 centimeters tall at the withers and around 110 to 155 pounds or 55 to 70 kilograms in weight, whilst males reach around 32 to 40 inches or 80 to 100 centimeters tall at the withers and weigh around 170 to 220 pounds or 77 to 100 kilograms. They are a slimmer, medium-sized, graceful yet strong breed, characterized by their deep chest, wide hips, straight legs, voluminous udders, straight nose, horns, and large erect ears. The color pattern may range from pure white through shades of fawn, gray, brown, black, red, buff, piebald, or various shadings and combinations of the previously mentioned colors. Both sexes are generally short-haired, but bucks usually have a roach of long hair along the spine. The beard of males is also quite pronounced, and females may also sport beards. Breeding may occur year-round. After 145 to 155-day pregnancy, a mother alpine goat may give birth to 1 to 2 kids. Under ideal conditions, an alpine goat will reach sex maturity around 4 to 6 months of age and live up to 18 years. Scutigera coloniopatra, better known as the house centipede, is a species of centipede that is native to the Mediterranean region, but has since spread and been introduced to much of Europe, Australia, Asia, North America, and South America. House centipedes prefer to live in cool, damp places, as the centipede respiratory system does not provide any mechanism for shutting down the sphericals, and thus this means that they are easily susceptible to dehydration, hypothermia, and frostbite. As such, house centipedes can be found under large rocks, fallen logs, wood piles, dense leaf litter, compost heaps, garden beds, and in buildings such as barns, sheds, cellars, garages, and basements. These nocturnal hunters primarily feed upon spiders, bedbugs, termites, roaches, wasps, silverfish, ants, and other arthropods. To capture prey, they either jump onto it or use their legs in a technique called lassoing, in which they use both their mandibles and their legs to hold prey, enabling them to capture multiple small bugs at the same time. They administer venom through forcipules, which are technically not part of their mandibles, so strictly speaking, they sting rather than bite. Reaching around 1 to 1.4 inches or 25 to 35 millimeters in body length and 3 to 4 inches or 75 to 100 millimeters in total length, House centipedes have rigid body, as with long antennae, well-developed faceted eyes, and up to 15 pairs of legs. Its body is a yellowish gray, and its three dark dorsal stripes running down its length. The legs also have dark stripes. Breeding occurs in the spring, and female house centipedes will typically lay around 63 to 151 eggs. As with other arthropods, the larvae look like miniature versions of the adults, albeit with fewer legs. Young centipedes have 4 pairs of legs when they are hatched, and they gain a new pair with their first molting, 2 pairs with each of their 5 subsequent moltings. Under ideal conditions, a house centipede will reach sexual maturity around 3 years of age and may live upwards of 7. And our extinct animal week is Esteminosuchus, which is an extinct genus of large early omnivorous therapsid, which lived throughout what is now Eurasia during the Wardian stage of the Guadalupian epoch of the Middle Permian, some 268 to 264 million years ago. The first remains of Esteminosuchus, consisting of several well-preserved skeletons, were unearthed in the Ural Mountains near the town of Okyor in the Perm region of Russia in 1960 by Soviet geologist Peter K. Chudanov. Chudanov believed that the animal bore many similarities to crocodilians and may have represented some strange ancestor. He named the animal Esteminosuchus uralensis, meaning crowned crocodile of the Urals, in Greek, to reference the animal's bizarre head ornamentation. Chudanov would continue to excavate the Perm region, unearthing more Permian-era fauna, including more E. uralensis remains, and in 1968 he would identify a second species he dubbed Esteminosuchus mirabilis, from a skeleton so well preserved it had mummified skin. The following years, 2 other therapsids, Anopolosuchus and Zopherosuchus, would be found to be synonymous with Esteminosuchus, and today 2 species are considered valid, E. uralensis and E. mirabilis. Reach around 10 to 15 feet or 3 to 4.5 meters in length, and 3.3 to 6.6 feet or 1 to 2 meters tall at the shoulder, and around 400 to 1,100 pounds or 180 to 500 kilograms in weight. Esteminosuchus was amongst the largest land animals of not only the Permian period, but the Paleozoic in general. Esteminosuchus had an interesting biology which sparked debates about what kind of lifestyle they lived. Its skull was long and massive, up to 2.2 feet or 26 centimeters in length, and possessed several sets of large horns, somewhat similar to the antlers of a moose, growing upward and outward from the sides and top of the head. The jaws were lined in a variety of teeth, including long canines, large plant-crushing molars, and sizable incisors. Analysis shows their shoulder joints Analysis of their shoulder joints revealed that they would have been able to easily bend its front limbs so it could lead down and eat vegetation, and its back legs were shorter under the hips to support the body weight while eating. It possessed a large gut, thick leathery skin, and specialized nostrils. It is believed that Esteminosuchus dwelled in riverlands, lowland marshes, and floodplains, and may have occupied a niche or lifestyle similar to that of a modern hippopotamus, being a large semi-aquatic omnivorous creature. As always, take care to my guys, gals, non-binary pals. Again, happy Pride Month, and good night.